so-called flying saucers.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the SA. It's rotating.
Welcome to Kill the Stigma on the fly. Hey, guys, you know what today's episode's gonna be? And it's about to be transparency. I wanna talk about transparency, and to be transparent, I left the thing where I put my phone on the handle and I can't find it. I know I'll get a new setup soon, guys. I will. You guys show me some love, subscribe, and like, and that would totally help for motivation. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Well, anyway, since we're doing a transparency episode, I figured I'll let myself be a little bit transparent. Now, so unprofessional. That's so unprofessional. You're drinking on your show? Yes, I am. Why? Because I want to be transparent. Now, it's just my first beer, by the way. FYI. But anyway, welcome to Kill the Stigma. Let's talk UFOs. Let's talk drones. Let's talk what's going on. Let's talk catastrophic disclosure, baby. Now, you know what I just literally found this out. I'm so happy. The Kill the Stigma intro, dun, dun, dun. You guys know the one I'm talking about. You know how it ends? Oh, that sounded terrible. That's not what it does. Maybe I'll have to break a glass to do it.
Assistant to the president. John, good to have you with us. You know, what do you make of the reaction? A lot of people were unhappy with that comment that you made yesterday and felt like you were, telling people that they were nuts or that they didn't know what they were seeing with their own eyes.
No, not at all, Martha. That's the farthest thing that I would ever do. I was simply reiterating what the FBI and what the Department of Homeland Security have relayed to us about what they've been able to corroborate. And we haven't been able to corroborate everything. I said many of the corroborated sightings have turned out to be piloted aircraft. I didn't say all of them, and what I said was those are the ones we were able to corroborate. There's certainly ones that we have not been able to, and we don't know the answer to it. And I strongly recommend that for folks that are seeing these things and documenting them to share that as they can with Department of Homeland Security and the FBI,
right, well, let's
the investigators.
do that. Let's share it with you right now. Let's put up this photo. This is the close-up one. Here we go. This is in Bernardsville, New Jersey. So, John, are you able to see this photo?
No, ma'am.
You don't have a monitor there?
No, actually, I turned the monitor off. It distracts me, so I didn't see it.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Well, you'll have to take a look at it after, but I can describe it to you.
How convenient that his guy does not have a monitor. Are you freaking kidding me? Now remember, guys, 80% of communication is what? Body language. Words mean nada. Nothing. Words mean nothing. Look at his body language. Observe carefully.
It is large. It has a white bar that goes through the middle. The right-hand side is half lit up white on the top and red on the bottom. The other side is green. So what would that, you're a former military person yourself. You're an admiral. You're the White House National Security Communications advisor. I'm sure you have seen some of these images. So what is that we're looking at?
It's difficult for me to tell you, Martha. We don't really know. It is possible that some of these things could be commercial drones, developed for commercul purposes. It's possible that they could be owned by private citizens.
But why don't we know, John? That's the point. Why doesn't the United States government know? It seems silly. I mean, it feels a lot like the Chinese spy balloon. It was like, oh, we don't know. It's not a problem. Then we watched it go all the way across the country, and we kept hearing, we're not really sure where it came from until we saw it popped and, floated down over the ocean.
That's not quite how it went. We were pretty honest with the American people that we knew it was Chinese and we knew that where it was going to go. And we were pretty comfortable, given the analysis, that there wasn't going to be an intelligence threat by it. And we shot it down once it was over safe waters and wasn't going to hurt anybody. But back to this. Why don't we know? I wish I could tell you exactly why we don't have an answer for you here in the afternoon on the 13th of December. But I can tell you that we are working on it very, very hard to know, because we want to answer those questions the same as those folks in New Jersey want answers to them. And we are working on this very, very hard. We are now applying. There was an interagency conversation this morning about this topic where we have now decided to employ some additional technology to New Jersey and some additional personnel to try to get a better sense of what these things are. And as I said yesterday, Martha, as soon as we know, we're going to
I hear you.
be as
This is shocking. I got to tell you, this is shocking. Okay. And I'm not the only person who feels this way. This was happening at Langley a month ago. Okay. These people are not crazy. They're seeing these things with their own eyes. This is not normal behavior. They are not planes that are coming in one direction and they're heading into Newark Airport and then they're landing. Okay. We spend $824 billion on defense. We have the greatest intelligent capability in the world. So how can you stand there and say to the country right now, gosh darn, we just don't know what these are?
Because I'm not going to lie to you or to the American people, and I'm not going to say we know something when we don't. And we would never, ever stoop to think that an American citizen was crazy or nuts because of what they're seeing and what they're documenting. We're taking that imagery seriously, and we're doing the best we can to analyze it. And we.
Did you guys see that? Did you see him? Did you see her? She's frustrated, very frustrated. She's pissed. She's grilling him. Now, I cannot believe that. Okay, I can't believe it. I can't. This is the biggest Stonewall, and this isn't nuts. And this woman felt insulted. She's like, there's something going on. This is weird. None of it makes sense. The biggest military. Unless. It's UAP. Unless it's UFOs. And guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I really think it is. And I'm not saying that there's something, the event is here. It could be. People have been talking about this. People have been talking about this a lot. There's been a lot of rumors. If you're in the UFO community, you know this. You know there's been rumors. But I'm not saying that's what's happening, but I'm pretty sure that these are UFOs. Yes, I am. You know why I am? Because I've been studying this behavior since 2020. And I went down the rabbit hole, and that sounds like, oh, you got no credibility. You went down the rabbit hole. No, papito. I went down the rabbit hole because it's a personal experience, right? And I know this is real, and it was very hard for me to accept this. Very hard. It was difficult. It was difficult because I didn't know. My whole worldview was changed. I didn't know what was real, what was not real. Nothing made sense just like this story, huh? Nothing makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Welcome to my world. That's okay, guys. Listen, if you, I have some advice for that White House. You just gotta come clean. If you know these are legit UFOs, you need to tell the people that you've been lying, and you need to tell them why. Tell them, I don't care. Tell them, listen, it's not our fault. And it's really, you're right. You didn't, the White House didn't start this. The UFO cover-up didn't start now because of President Biden. No, it's been going on. Oh, one more important point. This is very important. Thank you. I just remember. Why? Every time we talk about the Chinese balloon in 2023, why don't they mention the three other objects? I don't get that. It's like, Chinese balloon. But hold on. First of all, it's not balloon. It's plural. You want to say balloons? Fine, but that's also kind of inaccurate. There was 3 other shoot downs. By the way, Canada did show, they declassified a picture of what they shot down. It doesn't look like a freaking balloon to me. And then Lake Huron and Alaska. And we know nothing, no information due to national security concerns. I will say this, they did shoot those down. They never found any of them. But you know what happened? People forgot. Why did they forget? Fine, because it doesn't affect my daily life. I don't have to worry about it. You know, it just happened. Who cares? Except a few people in the UFO community, whatever. That's what's different about this case, guys. It's affecting people's daily lives. People are seeing these things every night, okay? Like, that's what's different. And that's the pressure right now is real. This does feel like catastrophic disclosure to me. And I'm gonna say it. It's not Russia and China. I guarantee it. Let's go. Who wants to bet? Who wants to? Let's go. Let's freaking bet. Put it in the comments. I will bet that this does not get blamed on Russia or China. Put it in the comments. I'm a man of my word. I am a man of my word. A man always got his word and his balls. Damn, that's not a good Tony Montana I got whatever. I'm not editing it out. But guys, it's not Russia or China. It's not. So where do we go from here? Is this the event people have been talking about? If it's so, is it good or bad? You know what, guys? I think it could be good. But you know what? This is the good advice that I have for every human being out there. Be a good person. Be a good person. Why? Because the people in the know keep saying that, and it frustrates me, but what does that mean? Honestly, be a good person is a good advice for anybody. And, excuse me, man, am I allowed to put my tinfoil hat on? Not yet. I'll wait a little bit.
Jersey, they sent out an intelligence bulletin, I should say, issued in December of 2024 with recommendations for encountering downed UAVs. And it says a downed or landed drone should not be approached. It says request hazardous materials response unit or local hazmat team. And then it says request the nearest bomb squad. Do you agree with those recommendations if one of these things comes into someone's house or lands in their yard, or they have to deal with it?
Yeah, look, I haven't seen that directive, but all that makes perfect sense to me as a former military person. If something like an aircraft of any kind lands in your backyard or close to you or your family, call the authorities. Don't approach it. You don't know what it is, and you don't know what kind of fuel might be on board. You absolutely should just call the authorities. Make sure you report it. Don't go near it. Don't touch it. You don't want to get hurt.
Okay.
Now that is fascinating that they need hazmat suits and call basically the Department of Energy to retrieve these. That is fascinating. And you know what, guys? It adds to my research. I mean, want to say that I have a PhD in crash retrievals. I do. You want to see it? It's from the Invisible College. I don't have it handy because you can't see it, but it's there. I'm just kidding. Oh, damn it, bad jokes. Guys, listen. There's good books out there. Magic Eyes Only. But the OG, the real OG, his name is Leonard Stringfield. He's got Crash Retrievals, Volume 107. Read that. This guy, he's the OG, he's the gangster. He had all people go to him. He's one of those guys that, like, a lot of people in the community, like Shannon Friedman, would get very frustrated. He's like, give me your sources, give me your sources. They knew he was a stand-up guy. They knew he wasn't full of shit. But he wouldn't prove it because he wouldn't share his sources, and people would get very frustrated. This guy, he was ahead of his time, and so they speak about crashes. The people would come in hazmat suits. Department of Energy. There's stories out there. Why? Radiation. You don't want to get too close to these things. I don't know what kind of power they have, but they emit a lot of radiation, and no bueno. You don't want to get close to that. So honestly, guys, if somebody from Jersey is watching this, because I know there's been a lot of rumors that these things have been crashing. I've seen reports today. I've seen reports yesterday. Something is happening where these things are crashing. And I'm not really sure why. I'm not really sure why they're crashing. All I know is that, and guys, please trust me when I tell you this. Trust me. These things are not perfect. Just because they are more advanced than us does not mean they are freaking gods. Does not mean they're gods. In fact, the more you look in time, the more mistakes they make. Volume 1 to Volume 7, go look at it. Just more technology doesn't mean that they're more advanced. You know what, guys? Even if there's an alien invasion, which I know there won't be, and here's why, guys. These things cannot be entities or whatever. Tell me a case, anybody in ufology, please. Tell me a case when you've seen aliens walking around without their UFO next to them. They can't do it. They can't. They need their technology. And guess what? They're like 3-4 feet tall. You know, I guess there's kind of reports of creepy aliens like freaking Praying Mantis, but like, whatever. My point is, these things, they're not that scary. They're really not. They need their technology close to them. They're nothing. They're nothing without their technology. And they're not even that smart. So, Susan Goth. Let's talk about Susan Goth for a minute because I want to show you something. There's actually documents, guys, proving this. There's documents proving that there's been radiation burns, that there's been unaccounted pregnancies, which means women don't know how the hell they got pregnant, but they got pregnant, and then their baby was gone 3 months after. Now, that's a whole other topic, but there is government documentation. The United States government, FOIA. You can get these, some of them. But Susan Goth, this is what I'm talking about her. What is she? She's a psychological warfare. That's what her specialty is. She released 1,500 documents to the Sun. That's like a freaking tabloid. 2022, and it's a freaking huge story. It's like unaccounted pregnancies, radiation burns, missing time. What? United States government? But since she's a psychological operations master, look what she did. This is my opinion. I don't know. 2022, right? Nobody cares about UFOs. Nobody's cared about UFOs except a few people. People that find this topic fascinating, and then you have people that have experienced it, and obviously, but they gotta care, right? But usually, the UFO phenomena is always been able to stay mainstream. Normal people, it will be staying right under where it'll affect a certain amount of people, but not enough for people to care. So what do, Susan Goth? since he is a psychological freaking genius or whatever, not genius, so, you know what I mean. She puts this out there. Why? Because at that time, interest was growing on the UAP phenomenon. So she puts radiation burns, unexplained pregnancies. What now? I gotta believe alien abductions are real. How many people did that turn off? No, guys, I know a lot of people that are into the woo. And by the way, that's where this is going. Things are gonna get weird, so sorry. Buckle up. And that's what a lot of people are saying. Buckle up. People that I trust, people that know what they're talking about, people that talk in the know, that I talk that are in the know. She did that because she knew that would turn people off. That's what she knew. She's a master at psychology. People are caring now because it's affecting their daily lives. In Jersey, in freaking California, it's happening too, I've heard. In Pennsylvania, in New York City, it's happening in a lot of places, guys. Now, this continues to grow. It's going to keep affecting it'll affect people's daily lives. And actually, it's happening in Minnesota, the state I'm in. I'm in Minnesota. And I told you guys, I think it was like 2 episodes ago, where I saw an orb falling. So there was a story in Minnesota. I live close by to there. It's, damn it, I forgot the name of the town. I can't, but I remember it's right that way. Where I saw the UAP, it was facing towards the way where they did that story. Does it mean anything? Maybe not. But it's interesting. It's happening all over, guys. It's a hot spot. And so people, and if it's happening like it's in Jersey where it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, people are going to get concerned. People are going to get concerned. And the best thing to do, the United States government, is to tell the people about UAP, unexplained phenomena. If this is indeed what it is, which I'm not sure. I will say this, guys. I will say this. By the time Donald Trump gets in there, if this does not change, then I'm going to go all in. It's UFOs. It's UAP. Nobody knows what's going on. Probably non-human intelligence. I'm not saying right when Trump gets elected, but let's give it 2 to 3 weeks afterwards. Nothing changes, especially if the Trump administration acts spooked, like everybody is, and they don't do anything, and we're getting stonewalled. Then you all know something very weird is going on. Now, I know something very weird is going on already. So, I know. Now, the hope is this will go away. I can go back to being Mr. UFO guy. I'm cool with that. I am. Because I don't really want people freaked out, man. I don't want people scared. New Jersey and freaking all over the world. That sucks, I'd rather be the tinfoil hat guy. Because that's what's going to happen if this goes away. People are going to forget. That's just the way humans are. Does it affect me? Does it affect my family? That's it. That's what people care about. Do I have to go to work? So that's true. That is what it is. Or it is what it is. Excuse me. Can I put my tinfoil hat on now? Yeah? He said yes. Unfortunately, I don't have a tinfoil hat, guys, but tinfoil hat time, guys. Ooh. Light bulb. I think I might have tinfoil hat idea time. Guys, I'm going to do a tinfoil hat idea. Let's go with, I think I might have to do that every episode. What do you think? Yeah? Okay, deal. All right, so I might have to do a tinfoil hat speculation. Now, why don't we say, let's do today, why don't we do people that are in the know and what they've been saying or hinting at, if you can read between the lines, that something's gonna happen, something's coming, imminent, right? All right. This guy I really like. Matthew Pines. Matthew Pines talks to a lot of people. It's not just Lou Elizondo, Carl Nell. No, it's a lot more. He's a cybersecurity guy. He's really into Bitcoin. He's also really into UFO disclosure. Why don't we listen to him? Because he's been hearing a lot of stuff. This is from 2 months ago. This clip's from 2 months ago. And I want to know what he says. But yeah, well, let's listen to him, guys, because I'm about to put my tinfoil hat on. I'm gonna go just pretend that it is aliens. It is the event, right? It's tinfoil hat time on, which means, guys, when I put my tinfoil hat on, these are the rules. Rules. Let's make these rules right now. When Christian puts his, my name is Christian, by the way, puts his tinfoil hat on, it means he's going tinfoil hat. You cannot judge him. He is speculating. Those are the rules. Deal? Deal. All right. Let's listen to Matthew Pines.
It's like sending radar into the earth, right? You're getting different reflections off of the different layers, and you're trying to interpret from like the backscatter, right? Like what's the layer made of? What's behind it? What's the next layer? And you're fundamentally in a position of just fraught uncertainty. And so it's a fair position to be like, until something comes out, I'm just going to assume it's a psyop. I mean, it's like, for me, it's like more like, well, okay, but that doesn't really adjudicate where you stand, because there's probably psyops everywhere you turn, right? It's like, the question is, though, at the end of the day, right, like, what is this, where's the beef, right? What does it matter for me in my life? At a certain point, it's words, it's statements, it's pictures, it's images, yada, yada, yada. Like, when does, the stock market crash, right? When do people lose their minds, right? Or not, and people just go on with their day. And I think that will be like inherently, though, like a nonlinear and like more like a 0 to 1 thing. And I don't think anyone's going to have like the heads up on that. I think that's what they're struggling with now, is that I think what's motivating some of this is that there's a belief by some individuals that there is going to be a 0 to 1 moment, and that they want to do there as much as they can to sort of foam the runway to mitigate the impact of that 0 to 1. And they want to do that without necessarily precipitating a 0 to 1 before, right? That's sufficiently, before the runway is sufficiently foamed. So there's this inherent tension of like, if we just do nothing, that's like worst case scenario. If we try to do something, we could, make it worse or bring it forward before we have, enough preparation. So there's kind of this catch-22. I recognize that's not ideal. And for the average person in civil society, it's probably rational to like not psychologically overstress about it until you have to, because unless you can really do much, then you're just kind of like agonizing over something that's like really bizarre and hard to get your head around. But yeah, I think at least where I am at this point is like trying to rationally incorporate the relatively high confidence information into a worldview that I think I can systematically, adapt myself to without, being totally destabilized, and then preparing for different tail scenarios that could go in many different directions. And like, life is inherently risky and uncertain, and, human civilization is not, fated to any destiny. So we have to make good decisions and be contemplative and open-minded on our position in the world. And I think, that's, maybe the more Zen mentality is probably a healthy one, is just, we should probably take a harder look at ourselves and our history and, like the fraught nature of our existence as a species, and be like, maybe we should clean up our act. It might, we might get some external forcing function in that respect, but maybe better if it's self-generated. And so there's like lots there, right? But for me, like, I'm feeling like a physics and philosophy person. Everyone right now is obsessed with technology, right? Everyone is worshiping at the altar of AI and space rockets. It's cool stuff. It's inspiring stuff. But it's fundamentally like leveraging science, physics. It's like 100 years old. Like Turing, von Neumann architectures for computing, basic, conventional rocketry and general relativistic corrections and circuitry using quantum mechanics. This is like 100 years like old stuff. And we're just now like, fully extracting the technological juice out of that science fruit. It's like we should get some new science fruit to squeeze. And I think when we do that, I think the possibility space of human civilization will make what we're currently being awed by, which it is awe-inspiring, the SpaceX rockets being captured, right? That will look like child's play.
All right, so guys, Matthew Pines is there talking about, he's kind of talking about the event, right? Like the something coming. Then he's like, we need to take a good look at ourselves. And it's almost like something's gonna come, right? And then he talks about technology. Okay, before he talks about technology, he goes into people that don't have the time to take this seriously because it's too much of a rabbit hole, right? Like I'm not gonna, as long as it doesn't affect my life, which I've talked about. I was talking about that here before, but he's saying something's coming. Basically, that's what he's saying, okay? And some external force is gonna come forces, and then he talks about technology. And he says in the end, and I didn't even edit this out, because I was screen recording, and in the end, you can see my phone apps. I didn't, because he said that SpaceX and all that stuff's gonna look like child's play. Why do I bring this up? And this is something that I've shared, and I think I shared it 2 episodes ago. It's Lou Elizondo talking about an alien overlord. I cannot believe he said that. I cannot believe, guys, remember, I have my tinfoil hat on. You guys cannot hold this against me. I'm speculating, going all the way. So while I have my tinfoil hat on, you guys cannot do, we made that clear, whatever. Lou Elizondo said, would we be okay with an alien overlord? What? And then he said, is that freedom? Here, let me show you. But before I show you, I need to show you something that Matthew Pine shared there. There seems to be a lot of people excited about new technology coming on. I don't know what's going on, guys, but let's see what Eric Weinstein has to say about this. Because Eric Weinstein, that seemed very excited about something, about real physics, about string theory, dead in the water. I'll show you.
Is that nobody can do anything about it, not even governments. So if that's the case, I can only remember this clip from Eric Weinstein that was very recent on the show Trigonometry, where he talks about something is going to happen with physics or with science, and it's already seems to be happening. Here's a clip.
I think that what happens next is that the string theory juggernaut that is blocking the exit is about to die. And there are huge things happening right now. Something huge is about to happen, gentlemen. And that is that we are about, I think, to go beyond the standard model and general relativity. And if you think about Richard Nixon as putting in the speed limit of 55 miles an hour around 1974, something like that, which lasted until the mid-90s, we've had the speed limit being the speed of light, or C, since 1905 until the present. And just imagine if the successor theory to Einstein's general theory of relativity doesn't have the same restrictions. Instead of fantasizing about wormholes or time dilation or generation ships, you may find that there are new degrees of freedom. And if you want to talk to me about what I'm really excited about, what I'm really optimistic about, is I'm hopeful that we're going to recapitulate within physics something that happened in technology. What about possible free energy? What about the idea of dark chemistry? Physics has been the provider of our economy. The World Wide Web comes from it, the semiconductor, all of molecular biology was founded by physicists. And physics at its highest level has been dead since 1973. The thing that governs it is called the Lagrangian. The Lagrangian of our world has not moved in 51 years. And 40 of those years have been taken up by string theory blocking the exit.
If this is the case and something new was already discovered, new form of propulsion or something, that makes things a lot more difficult because just adds up to the ongoing conflict. And it is still the biggest story that I've ever thought I could ever think of, because new science could have potentially been discovered. We still don't know. But if that's the case, if this is man-made, we discovered new physics or new science, this can change everything. If this is the case.
So that is Pavel from Psicoactivo. Guys, please give him a follow. Pavel is amazing. He's smart. He does a lot of work daily, and he just has everything you can think of. I mean, he covers it all. So his insights are very important to me. That's why I covered him in there. Now, he says, is this man-made? True. Now, guys, remember, I have my tinfoil hat on. It's that time. So I will take this to another level. Let's connect some puzzle pieces. Tinfoil hat on puzzle pieces. Since I don't think humans can be trusted with this amount of technology, I will just include something that I posted before. And guys, I'm sorry for posting it again. I'm sorry. But I have to do it. Because I have my tinfoil hat on and I just have to. And then after this, guys, we'll call it a day. All right? And guys, if this is the case, I want to know what you think. Okay? Now, let me show you what I'm talking about. And I've already showed you this a few videos ago. I hate to do it again, but I just have to do it for context. World War III is about to happen. We are out of control. All right? Everybody's fighting, blah, blah, blah. God knows. Then this happens. Jersey drones all over. I'm going to call them UFOs, okay? I'm just going to call them UFOs. Over the UK, they're spreading all over. They're not doing anything, and I don't think they will, guys. We don't have to be scared. We don't have to be scared. Be a good human being, though. Just be a good human being. Be humble. I don't know. Worst case scenario, guys, I'm telling you, things are going to be okay. Now, let's go the way that I think this might be going on. Since I know free energy and all this technology, and I know UFOs and NHI are here, NHI means non-human intelligence, they are not going to let us have technology, alien technology, and do whatever the hell we want with it. They're just not. So, Luis Elizondo said, alien overlord. He said that. Can somebody please ask him, did he mean that literally?
My answer to that would be like, it's like the three-body problem. They know we're going to blow ourselves up, so they clamp down on the science, and they're responsible for a lot of the productive science.
Would humanity be okay with an overlord, an NHI baby?
Okay, first of all, that's a bomb. I've never heard Luis Elizondo say anything like that. And by the way, guys, I apologize. My phone died last night, so I had to continue today. But, and it was late, doesn't matter. I will continue and get better, but this is very important, guys. Will humanity be okay with an alien overlord? Remember, I still had my tinfoil hat on yesterday, so you cannot get mad at me in the comments for speculating. It's against the rules. Those were the rules. I will put my ideas out there, and I would put my super far tinfoil hat ideas on. And you can't criticize me, so do not criticize me. Not yet. You can criticize me when I don't have my tinfoil hat on. Maybe I actually should put a thing, but I don't want to do that though, because that's the whole stigma thing. But for fun, why did Luis Elizondo say, would humanity be okay with an alien overlord? Why? Why would he say that? And why did Eric Weinstein sound so confident in new science, new technology? And now think about this. This is a very important. Well, Luis Elizondo says, does humanity really have... Okay. If you were an alien overlord, right? We know UFOs are real. You know they're here. We know they're NHI. would you really trust them to use alien tech? I wouldn't. So, what he's saying about an alien overlord is things are getting very nasty in the planet. They are getting out of control. So, maybe someone's got to step in and make, give them the rules. Listen, you can have free technology. I think in that, guys, I don't want to use a science fiction book because it's a science fiction book. I am a believer that Arthur C. Clarke was getting massive downloads, but that doesn't mean anything. Those could be downloads, could be BS or not. But you guys should read the book Childhood End. I think it's like a 3-part series where they're like, just read that, and there's about to be nuclear war, and UFOs come, and we get free energy. We get, I think we even get time travel. There's a lot of stuff we get, but in the end, it's not freedom. Why? Because there's an alien overlord, and we got to play by their rules. And I think the rules were like, you cannot leave the planet. Stars are not for men. Could it be something like that, right? I have my tinfoil hat on, so don't you dare put a negative comment. Kidding. You can put all the negative comments you like. I'm cool with that, actually. I don't care. But is that what Lou's talking about? Because I've never heard him talk about an alien overlord in my life, and I've been following this since the 2020s. So you guys let me know what you think about that. And here let's go.
Babysitter? Is that freedom? Are you really free then if an NHI were to come down and say, okay, folks, this is a reality. Ha, ha, ha. We've been kind of playing with you a little bit, but here's reality. You're all going to play well with each other. You're all going to be able to enjoy this free energy and whatnot. But you're going to play by our rules. Now what happens? Now what happens to free will? At that point, humanity is faced with the reality, potentially, that we're not the alpha species, right? And now that we have to do what something or someone else tells us to do. Is that free manifestation? Is that the ability for us to live our lives the way we want to live our lives or the way we are told to live our lives?
But isn't that already happening in some version of reality with people believing that, end of the world is upon us and Armageddon?
Yeah, look, governments do it all the time. Look, we've been told what to do all the time by governments and religion and institutions, organizations, social clubs. Absolutely. PTAs. I mean, I can't tell you how many societies are out there that, tell you how to live your life. Well, I mean, look, and they're not all bad, but we're in a place right now that has specific rules on, how one should live their life.
But wouldn't these entities, this is what I thought you were going to say, aren't they already in control? And it's just about our awareness of whether they're in control or not. I got breakfast with Tom DeLonge, who I know you worked with at the Stars Academy, and he was saying that he thought that a lot of these NHI are not great and that they are like archons from the kind of Gnostic tradition and they kind of rule over the material world sort of thing.
I'm always very careful not to share my opinion because my opinion doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what matters is your opinions. It's, again, back to the question I had about this little sandbox, right? You've got this double-edged sword. You want to be able to give it to everybody, but not everybody's going to play. Not all children are very nice to each other. And we still, like I said, look at today's right now, around the world's on fire. We still don't play well with each other. Are we ready? And and it's not a yes or no. I mean, I don't know. You answer the way out. Are we ready, truly ready, for the truth to come out? Will we do the right thing, or will we do what we have always done in the past? Always. There's not one exception where we didn't. Use it against one another.
I'd like to believe that that we will make a better choice. I think.
Can we take a chance? Are you willing to take a chance on it?
The specifics matter in this hypothetical.
Yeah,
they do. No, but you understand where I'm going with this, right? So we're talking now. We're beyond really the everybody says, well, I want to know the truth. Okay, but how much of the truth do you want to know, and how much should we know, and then what do we do with it, and can we be trusted with it, right? So there's a cascading series of questions that come after that, philosophically speaking. And, it goes back down to the point where in the original conversation that Hal Puthoff discussed with you about publicly, I can't believe he did that, about the White House in 2004.
Yeah.
Are we ready to tell the American people the truth about UFOs?
Yep. All right, guys, so that's it. Are you ready to learn the truth about UFOs? Yes. Yes, I am. Hope our babysitter's cool. You know, let's hope for the best. And, yeah, that's my tinfoil hat. That's my tinfoil hat opinion, guys. My other opinions are that this will, honestly, the one that I really truly believe, now that my tinfoil hat's not, I can take my tinfoil hat on, is that this flap will go away and things will go back to normal. That's what I really think. So, let's see what happens. Either way, guys, don't be scared. I get scared sometimes. I was freaking out a couple days ago, man. I have to say this because it sounds kind of selfish, but I use this podcast, this show, as a therapeutic way to get that fear out there and spread it, which is terrible. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. But it totally calmed me down. But that's selfish, Christian. That is selfish. You cannot be selfish. But I'm a human being. And I want to be real and I want to be honest. So that's kind of what happened there. Anyway, love you guys. Mwah! God bless y'all.